Go for it.
So, back to the birthday boys. This is the birthday party for Haliver Al-Sad, my half-elf bard. Well, in the dungeon, he's a half-elf bard. In reality, he's an 11-year-old or 12-year-old half-elf child. Him and his 3 friends entered the dungeon for an exciting day of make-believe and have been stuck here since. They consist of Aloysius, who is in the form of a warlock, and Hatch, our Owlin ranger, and Pot, our lizard folk bare knuckle fighter. Last time we sat and rolled dice with these fellows, I think the night ended with them on a boat, looking out over a ocean of possibilities.
That's right. We're sailors now.
Since then, that boat trip has had its ups and downs. There was a love affair, a minor explosion,
Rose.
a coffee run, and then, which kind of ended the trip, they met up with a large creature of the sea, which, best you guys can remember, totally trashed your dinghy and maybe devoured you after you guys fought valiantly, but you were all rendered unconscious. Can't really remember how that ended until I need all of you to roll me, and this is just to determine who wakes up first, Constitution saving.
Okay. Oh, okay.
What'd we get?
So is this
19.
like golf where my natural 1 is good?
Okay, so Al is probably bottom. Yeah.
Total
said
3, if
19,
that matters.
Chad?
19.
Guess I got to roll for Haliver too. 19. Okay. That's Pot. What did Hatch get?
Shockingly, I got a 16.
16. Okay.
Why do you say shockingly?
I'm not going to say con is a dump stat because it's not, but it's not great.
I got an 11. So, Pot, you are woken with a thud as you hit the deck of what looks like all you smell is fishery, whatever, but you land on wooden planks, and as your eyes clear, you wipe the gunk out of it. You're laying on your back, and you look up, and it's this giant mouth. You just fell out the gullet of that beast you remember fighting vaguely. You look around, and you are on a dock, and there is a ship kind of dragging that big fish hung up by the tail, like they're trying to weigh it. And you kind of look over your shoulder. You see the dock stretches over what looks like a man-made port of stone and sprawls into I wouldn't say a city, but a large town. Maybe 6 rows of buildings that kind of stair-step up this small inlet of there's no beach to speak of. It was covered up or probably built up with the stone to facilitate the port. And there's kind of makeshift narrow cobblestone streets that go up there seems to be a large manor, castle, maybe a government building of some sort at the back of this kind of half circle that this city is sitting in.
Okay.
But not tall buildings. I mean, a couple of them have 2 stories, but the only thing that looks like it has any looks like it might have been here more than a dozen years is the large building in the back. Everything else looks, rather new or in development kind of thing.
Okay. And you said that they're trying to.
Sorry.
Sorry, just you said that they're trying to weigh this thing that destroyed my dinghy, came up from under the surface, swallowed me.
Somebody caught it. Somebody's trying to sell it at this port.
How fucking big is this thing?
It's about 60 feet long. It's
Wow.
It's mostly head. I mean,
Okay.
mostly it's like, I'd say a third of its length is from back of its skull to its underbite.
So this is
It's
anglerfish.
Kinda, yeah. Like it's got like a tail, but it's mostly just this big mouth, and it kind of swallowed you guys, and you guys woke up here. You kind of turn to your side, and you see Hatch is starting. His eyes are starting to flutter, and he gets up on his pushes up on his hands, looks around.
No, Rose, come back.
There is you look into your left hand, and clutched in your hand still tightly is a splinter of wood with what looks like a bit of pink ribbon, like wrapped around it and tied tightly. The remnants of your love that you've still, even what seemed like mortal peril, you were going to die. You maybe did die. Who knows? You still held on to it.
Is Hallifer moving yet?
I'm gonna let Hatch kind of discover what's going on. And you as well, if you want to roll, or you said they're kind of weighing the fish. Is that what you're focusing on, like, or is that what?
I would just like shocked that they've got this thing out of the water, but like once I get over that shock of like, holy fuck, they've got that out of the water. My next question would be, what's up with my good buddy Hal?
Okay. You roll, both you that are awake, roll me perception checks as you look around.
13. Because I'm good at those.
22.
22. You're really good at those. Pot, you notice that these guys that are hauling them up, the people on the dock look normal dock workers types. But the people like standing just behind them, like, yep, this is our catch, do not look like fishermen. They look like warriors, almost bounty hunter-ish. They look like warrior, bounty hunter, big game hunter kind of thing. Hatch, as you're looking around, you notice that they're hanging up the fish. It does not look like a good fish to eat. You could tell just by the smell of it and just by the build of it. This is a trophy fish. This is not an eat fish. Why anybody would hunt this, you don't know. But as you look beyond that and look around, you see the ship that is docked right next to here that had drugged this fish into port for, sale or credit or whatever they're doing with it. It looks like it does not look like a fishing vessel. It looks like your best bet would be a military vessel, but not necessarily a private military vessel. Like these people are built for combat, fight. This is a transport to get fighters from one place to another, and is heavily armed for its own protection.
Are there
Rows of
any identifying
pikes.
marks on the boat?
Um, it bears a yellow banner, and the banner's kind of triangular, rather like 6 or 8 feet long, and the end of it kind of fades into a black. You notice the guys standing around, a lot of them have like one of their pauldrons, like their left pauldron is painted, is smeared yellow, that, and then at the bottom of it kind of a stripe of black. And you notice one gentleman who maybe might look a little older. He's definitely more grizzled. He has an eye patch on. He's a total pirate, but he doesn't look like a sailor per se. His pauldron is yellow, and it has like 3 black distinctive stripes at the bottom of the pauldron. And as that detail catches your eye, you notice the others are various degrees of black at the bottom of that pauldron, and the more black it appears, it seems like the more prominent or capable they would look.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
The the guy with the multiple stripes at the bottom looks like a pirate captain kind of guy. How many of his appendages are clearly not his appendage?
He has. He doesn't have a peg leg or a hook or anything.
Okay, so he has all 4 plus appendages.
You notice the eye patch that, or as you start to scrutinize that, you notice the eye patch he's wearing is kind of like on his brow and hanging over his eye socket. And you catch, as he's turning his head and talking and stuff, there's an eye under there. He has an eye patch for not covering up an empty eye socket.
He is clearly not a good pirate captain.
Maybe he's just,
Star Wars movies. Star Wars movies and pirate movies have taught me, if you have all of your limbs, you are not doing your job.
Not doing your job. Okay.
I feel like those movies
Sounds
have
like a
given us a
matter of
false
opinion.
impression, though, because I feel like if he's got all his appendages, he's probably doing it as like proper.
Maybe? I don't know. Pot would think that he hasn't seen action because he doesn't look like he has any scars.
Stories, assumptions you have, yes,
Yes.
would lead you to believe that this is not how you do this shit.
Yeah.
It's at that time that Halliver sits up and kind of coughs out a mouthful of seawater and says, what the hell? And he looks up and he sees the fish. He screams a little bit. What the? And you notice he's not taking the shot. Yeah, that's a shitty roll. He's not taking the sight of the creature. He starts to crawl away, and he like crawls and he runs headfirst into the shins of a rather large man standing a few people down from the captain. And he stops, he looks up, and he's like, excuse me, what the and he sees this guy, he's bare-chested, shaved head, tattoos, arms as thick as trees. He's got a couple hand axes hanging on his hips, a large sword across his back, scars all over his bare chest. He looks like he just wrestles bears for fun. He's like, careful there, son.
This is their leader.
By pot standards, yes.
Yes.
This would definitely be the one in charge, yeah. the one with the eye patch says, um, Mung, help the boy up. And the one he just called Mung, Mung, reaches down and just kind of grabs the back of Halliver's shirt and just picks him up, one armed, and stands him up on his wobbly legs. Kind of waits till they lock in place, and then gives him a pat on the back of his shoulder, which kind of sends him sprawling a little bit. And he looks around and he sees you guys, and he's looks up at the fish, and he's like, "How did we get here?" And it's at that point Al wakes up. With a sits up and says, "Happy birthday." I don't know what he says.
Best birthday party ever.
There is various other bits that kind of fall out of the gullet of this fish. There's some planks that you recognize, an empty beverage cup or two, half an oar. You guys seem to have held on to your own personal possessions rather well. If you didn't, if there was a like pot, one of your battle axes is laying on the deck, like when you fell out, it just kind of came loose. So you
Sure.
pick it up and you can easily secure it. But doing a quick personal inventory, each of you realize everything is there. Al, is there anything you want to observe, or are you just taking it all in and like another shitty day?
No, I mean, I rolled very low, so I assume I'm just kind of sitting
That
up
was your Constitution
confused.
check. That's just how knocked out you were. You can roll a perception check to see if you notice anything new.
Okay, we'll see. Hey, natural 20. So,
Yeah, you look around, and the first thing you notice is a rather odd addition to this port. He doesn't look sailorish. He doesn't look dock worker like. He isn't attending the rigging that is lifting this fish up. He's not securing the boat or anything. He's just walking around. He's got kind of just above the knee robe kind of on. It looks um rather smart. It's got sharp colorings and stuff. He looks pretty put together. He's not soiled or anything. He does look old as shit. And he has a book open in his rather, just like a hand notebook, maybe 5-6 inches tall, couple 3 inches, 4 inches wide. And he's got it open and he's jotting down stuff. He's looking and he's kind of counting the teeth on the fish, and he's making little tick marks. Okay, and as he finishes taking down all these notes, uh, he hands the what looks like one of the dock workers. He reaches into his like left sleeve and finds a few coins in there and hands them to the dock workers, and he's like, yes, yes. And he kind of brushes like, get this thing out of here now. Very good, very good. Thank you, thank you. And he walks over to Eye Patch and he says, Captain Krishak, I presume. He's like, at your service. And he goes, this is very impressive. It will absolutely garner the proper audition. And welcome to the hunt. And he's like, ha ha! And all the other guys around him are like, you go, okay, just cheering, like, that's right. And he says, if you prefer, the harbor master can secure your boat out in the port, and feel free. And welcome to Makara. And he gestures as they kind of like, yeah, they kind of
Is that with K's or C's?
half. The K is received.
Is that with K's or C's? Makara.
Oh, Makara.
Okay.
And his name is Krishak.
I
The big
actually
guy was
spelled that
Mum.
right on a guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
They all like congratulate each other, and most of them are like, yeah, good Joan Captain, good call. And as they all kind of turn and start to make their way to up the dock past this little man and into the town, you kind of, if you allow or if you prefer to fight against it, you can stay where you're at. But it kind of just, you get kind of shuffled in their crowd of 6 to 7 burly, weathered, fighting sailor looking guys, and you kind of get shuffled into the town with them. As behind you, you hear a lot of creaking and um, gears clicking, ropes kind of reaching their limit as the fish is kind of dragged down the dock and then released, and it just kind of splashes in the bay. And that little old guy that had the book is standing looking over the dock at it, and he just kind of brushes his hand out, like flicks a like whatever at it, and a sprinkling of green sparkles falls on the carcass, and it immediately just starts to wither and disintegrate and pool and floats out into the water.
That's disgusting and beautiful all at once.
Kinda, yeah. But it's better than a big dead fish rotting in the bay.
That said, I have a question for the captain.
Sure. They're kind of just talking back and forth, and then he goes, "This is gonna be great." Yeah, you can kind of
Sir?
raise your hand, kind of tap him on the shoulder, try to
Sir?
get his attention.
I'll make my wings big.
Sure.
Like I'm trying to stare down a bear.
Yes, hello there. And he kind of he pats you on the shoulder and kind of recognizes you, kind of treats you like a child, if you will. He's not huge. He's like maybe 6 foot at best.
Well, I'm about 3
He kind of
foot
like
at
taps
best,
on his
so-
shoulder like that. He sees you and acknowledges you, and he kind of like finishes up whatever he was saying to his friend, and then he pauses and he's just like, "How can I help you? That was a hell of a ride you guys had there.
It really
Had
was.
you not made such a fuss on the water, we might not have seen that beast. I think it's rightly so. You guys deserve half credit."
Appreciated. All the same, what hunt?
I'm sorry, you've never heard of Makara
I feel confident.
Baron Leopold Ravenswood,
No.
or his lady Seraphina?
Hold
You're
on.
just throwing out shitloads of stuff that I need to write down. What was the
This is
Baron's
what
name
happens
again?
when I write shit down ahead of time.
What was the Baron's name?
Baron Leopold Ravenswood, and his lady Seraphina Ravenswood. He gestures up to the big house as he says those names.
I feel
It's
like I
it's
know
his
the
grand
Ravenswood
hunt.
name.
Roll a history check.
Uh,
Anyone can roll this.
but that's player knowledge, not character knowledge.
Maybe you might have. Yeah,
Well, I mean, there is a pretty famous company named Ravens.
No, I think he's used it before with
okay.
on an NPC.
Ah, okay.
But I think it was a long time ago. I rolled a 4, so I don't know shit.
That's what I rolled. I think that may have been the name I used on the Living on a Prayer adventure.
Yes.
That
Lord, I think it was like Lord Ravenswood
or Ravens Caw or something. But yeah, I just Googled fantasy names and there's a reason why it appeals to me apparently. But
I
no,
feel like that was like the first one that I did with everybody.
Ravenswood.
When we all got arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the town. Like those were the people that was running the town that we were in at the time.
Yeah, it was the guy who got killed, the manor. So we'll just no relation, but yeah, it seems to be a noble line of families. But he gestures up to the big house, Baron Leopold Ravenswood and his lady. This is the island of Makara. He acquired it, but a decade ago. This island was notorious, had but this bay as a safe landing. He built the town of Makara Island, and the rest of this large island, which in real world, it's about half the size of Australia.
It's huge.
It's pretty big, yeah.
And it is treacherous. And most of it it's impossible to land on. It has a few bays like this one, but mostly has these walls of mountains. So it's like you can land there, but can't get really into the interior of the island. Those who have managed to get into the interior of the island have, if they return, they tell tales of ravenous beasts, deadly tribes of indigenous fashion, and just not hospitable. It's not a place you want to be unprepared. The Baron purchased this island specifically for his hunt, and it is a contest. Those winners of the contest go on to great renown, riches, possibly a baronhood themselves. But it is a tournament, a grand hunt that is held over a number of weeks. And he gestures back to the dock where the fish was. It does require an audition, and hence the beastie that and he puts his arms around Pot and Aloysius, and the beastie that we brought in has earned us our ticket.
Is Mung nearby?
Yeah. He's usually just a man or two away from the captain.
Okay.
He kind of keeps that eye over the crowd. He doesn't necessarily like sidle right up to him to protect him, but you get the impression he's kind of a bodyguard.
I will.
Well, you don't get that impression. Everyone else would.
Sure. you can just assume for now, if we are around Mung, I am equidistant from Mung that the captain is from Mung. Because I think that this is the coolest guy I've ever met.
Okay. Yeah, Mong is
Mung is my hero.
it would be, I mean, just by his attire and his the number of weapons upon him, you would think he's some flavor of barbarian. The number of scars covering his bare torso, the lack of armor, the number of weapons, the obvious physical prowess, barbarian would be a safe assumption.
Amazing. This is going to go so terribly for me.
Pot is in love, but
Kinda.
as the captain kind of like dumps this a little bit of lore, kind of like, seriously, you guys are lucky we found you. That thing had your boat tore to shreds, and you were only one. Luckily you were airborne, but the rest of you, I don't think you could have fought on much longer if it wasn't for the bit of spell explosions and whatnot. We wouldn't have seen you, but we kind of raced up on you and was able to take the creature unawares.
Appreciate that.
Really thought you were lost, but we drug the thing to town, and good on you. Yeah,
Hey,
you ponied up. You were able to survive.
you know what this tells me? We've got a job with your crew. We
Say
can
this out loud.
Yeah, we can be bait.
That would be an interesting situation. I do believe that parties are limited to 5, but we will definitely include you in our audition if you wish to participate as well. You deserve as much credit for felling the beast as we did.
I'm doing the math. I'm counting on fingers.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and I get to 5, and then I start counting
at your
again.
feet and
No, I just keep like, and you can see I am mouthing what is probably names, and they're different every count of 5.
yeah. There's the captain, there's Mong, there's 3 other you would say notable group men or one woman in his company here, and then there's a few like outliers, like they were on the boat with them, they're part of them, but they're probably not going to go on a hunt. So he has his hunting party and he has his crew, and some of those overlap, some of those don't.
I probably said something like Hal, Al, me, Cap, Mung. Hal,
Yeah.
Al, Hatch, me, Mung.
Yeah.
And just like I keep cycling through trying to figure out how to make it the best group of 5.
Mung, me, Mung, Hatch, Mung.
Yeah. Yeah. Me,
Mung counts as 2.
Cap.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he leads you up to town. There are many little avenues that come off of this main area. Like I said, it's not a large bay. There's maybe like 6 buildings deep, and it leads to kind of it's not a huge like wall like against attack. It's a low wall with maybe maybe a 5 foot stone wall with a maybe a three or so feet uh iron fence around it, but an open gate that leads into the courtyard of this large manor house at the end. You can see it, it's right up this main lane. Uh but like 6 buildings up to that. And then on either side of the street, maybe 6 buildings width that way until it hits the kind of the side of the cliff, the rocks. Some of the buildings built like into the rocks. It's
Hmm.
they've made use of like every square inch. And as you move on to the streets proper, and you can see people moving about, there are everywhere you look um, is comparable groups to the captain and his party. Some are you can identify like rangers or fighters, definite people who would make a living hunting big game, just left and right air. There are too many groups to count, just keep track, moving in and out. There's a large open air kind of tavern. It like has a back building, kind of a it kind of houses the kitchen area and the one side of the bar, but then it's just pillars and a roof, kind of a pavilion type thing, and nothing but tables and old barrels and chairs and stuff. And there's some minstrels playing, uh, some people, maybe not professional players, but they're all just singing like drinking songs and hanging out. And you see different groups kind of segregated. You see some intermingling. You can see some uh, flavors of dress or either uh, nationality or just design of armaments and armor. Like they obviously come from a certain area. They have they're all wearing plate. It's all red, adorned gold trims and stuff, lion heads and whatnot. But there, it's all seems very jovial. There's not a lot of animosity. There's some people keeping to themselves, and most people are respecting that. It's giving them their space. Uh, you see a few of the people that are working this bar, just bar maidens and bartender, and there's a big burly fat portly belly cook comes out with a big tray of stuff and sits upon a table and starts divvying up cuts of meat and various stewed vegetables and stuff onto plates, and then the barmaids are scooping those up and running them out to certain tables. And once he's got his big platter empty, he moves back to the kitchen, opens the door, and the waft of similar foodstuffs come rolling out. And it's at this time you guys probably realize it's been a while since you had a decent meal, and you're really thirsty as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have to imagine by now everybody's fucking sick and tired of good berries.
Yes,
Yeah.
good berries.
Yeah. I don't. I don't want any more
they-
good berries.
You
Yeah,
want more than
over it.
just staying alive.
You got some of
Mhm.
you kind of permanently stained blue teeth. Yeah.
Um,
But
I'm gonna order. I'm assuming I can get like some fresh-ish fish.
Not necessarily cooked, you mean?
Cooked is fine. Just I'm not looking for like dried fish.
Okay. Oh no, that's a no. We're over that. Um, they have various meats, whales, uh, cracked.
Whale.
Yeah, they have like um crackle. It's just like blubber
Mhm.
cubed up, deep fried, seasoned with spices. They have whale steaks. They have various normal like goat, cow, chicken, whatever. About anything you can think of. You put in a request and they'll tell you. Yeah, give me a minute.
Whale sounds absolutely fantastic, please. That sounds
Sure,
like something new that I've not ever had.
sure. He
Uh,
brings the barmaid sure asks everybody else. You guys put your order in. And what are we drinking? And Hal was like, water. I'll have 2 waters. 3 water. Can I have 3 waters? She's like, sure. I'll bring a pitcher. Yeah, sure.
I would like a wonderful ale.
Sure. So all we have is wonderful ales.
Oh, that's disappointing. I was I,
Well,
w- I was
of the
hoping.
ale variety, we only have wonderful ales.
Okay. Well, I was hoping for a lightly fermented rodent slurry.
I will tell you ahead of time. It is lightly fermented, but very well aged.
Oh,
So
delightful.
it is a pretty penny. It takes a lot to store that. Not a lot of demand for it. Rather expensive. I will gladly have someone bring that to you. As she says that, you can tell there's a little curl to her nose. As she says, "I'll have someone bring that to you." Anyone else? Of
I don't
course.
think anybody else is going to want that.
No. Anyone else want to order anything? They Hal orders food. Obviously, whatever stew or whatever that guy just brought out, I'll have some of that. That's good. Al, is there anything special you would like?
Considering we are still just children,
We are.
I'm probably going with like a burger
Okay.
or whatever the equivalent is for the kids menu.
You want the equivalent of the chicken fingers and macaroni and cheese?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we can. Yeah. Well, I can. I'll get on that. Sure.
Yeah.
And she trots off and she comes back a few minutes with a tray and lays out the pitcher of water, the mead, more water. She brings you just an assumption, Al, glass of milk. Thank you. And she says, and your slurry is coming right up. She goes away with her tray, and just like a minute later, you see her like turn. She's walking towards the bar. You see her turn left, take the long way around a long table of people, and then do an end around towards the bar as somebody comes beeline from the bar, holding out a glass with a plate on top of it, upside down, covering it, places it down. This is like the bartender. He's sits it down right in front of Hatch, and he says, "You know what? On the house, rest of the barrel, it's yours if you want it." And he just walks away. Uh, you lift the plate, and beneath is just the rankest freaking rodent slurry you've ever smelt, and it's just like Mama makes.
So this is like the most perfect protein shake.
Yes, it is. It is, and it goes straight through you. It will definitely clean you up. But the night continues. There's lots of talking. Like I said, it's an open air. It's not a tropical climate, but it's getting about evening. It's getting into the evening, and there's a kind of a warm breeze coming through off the bay, and it's comfortable. It's like if there was a hammock hanging between these posts, you'd gladly lay down and just nap it out. Your food comes, your drinks. There's a couple songs that are sung while you were eating. A couple of them regale some old hunting stories of previous grand hunts, grand tournament, of names you kind of recognize, like, great warriors, great hunters of the past. They sing song and definitely tote up their accomplishments and feats, and how the ladies do love them. It goes on well into the night. The there's a bit of kind of an insect move in. There's moths huddled around the torches and kind of infesting the enclosure, but the crowd continues. Like I said, went well into the night. A lot of people leave. I'd say of the 24-ish tables, there's maybe a third of them have people still huddled around, just talking. Some are gambling, some are playing cards or dice, or just telling stories about what they killed, how they auditioned, how they earned their spot. You hear names of some beasts like Wendigo and Bullet. Somebody says something about a wyvern. Just beasts that you've heard of. Maybe just bedtime stories or horror stories around a campfire you kind of heard. But some are claiming, one guy taps his shoulder, and what his pauldron looks like, now that he brings notice to it. It looks like the end of the wyvern's tail, where the stinger is. It's like the back side of it's cut out and hollowed out so that the point goes away from his head, and that makes up his pauldron. And now that you're looking at it, it's like, that's the only thing it could be. Wow.
Huh.
But yeah, the captain and Mung and his three friends say they are going to go look for a place to crash. I hope to see you in the procession tomorrow, the grand gathering outside the manor house. It's set for noon tomorrow, where the teams are announced, registered, and the grand feast before the hunt takes place. And hope to see you guys there.
Would not miss it.
So after I'm done eating my burger, I'm gonna flag down the waitress.
Yeah.
And be like, I don't know if you have this here, but at TGI Fodders, when it was your birthday, they would sing to you. And it's his birthday, so can we have some people come sing to him?
Hal hangs his head in shame. Like, damn it, Hal. And then he kind of like cocks an eyebrow and looks and is like, is she gonna sing? Yeah, like he's acting embarrassed, but he really wants this. She says, sure. She raises her voice. She says, everyone, on this eve of the great hunt, we have a first-time hunter. She kind of like questions, and Hal's like, yeah. Hey, on his birthday. And everybody's like, ah, raise their glasses thing. And the minstrels that were kind of, it's less entertainment, more like party members sitting up on the end of the table at their table, kind of just strumming, plucking, singing a little song. They all kind of like give a nod, and one starts playing a lute, the other one's got what looks like a lyre or harp, a small harp kind of things. Another one pipes in with some kind of flute, and the one playing the lute dips into a robust "Happy Birthday to you," just as requested. And as the song reaches its finale, everyone is just screaming "Happy Birthday" and many more, all that, and yeah.
It's good that you did not go through the entire song because it is still copywritten.
It is. That's
yes.
bullshit. But it's well received, and then everybody finds a nice joy in participating. I mean, they're all laughing and singing along and happy to have a bit of mirth before things get real. So
The real world.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
So Captain Chrisak had just left, so they didn't get to sing with you guys. But they kind of wandered off. Pot, did you want to follow them? Were you going to follow Mung to?
I was going to ask if I could. I don't want to follow too closely. I just kind of want to, see where they're headed, see where they're going. Are they staying at a specific inn? Okay. I'd like to say I'm good at those, but it's a percentile, so I'm specifically as average as everybody. Where's my other fucking Jesus Christ? Okay. 60?
60. You see them walk out. They kind of stand just outside the pavilion. They talk a bit. They look up the street and they look, and then they kind of point to an alley, which is not really any narrower than the street they're on now. And they kind of cut over to another, the other block, and they move beyond where you can just like watch where they're going.
Oh, okay.
There were a few inns like right here. But you do notice,
as a party member that cares, I would have slipped out not long after Pot to keep an eye on him.
On me?
Oh, I didn't know you were leaving. I thought you were just kind of like.
I mean, if you're following those people, we don't know them, so I'm not gonna just be cool with you wandering off with a bunch of strangers, because we are still kids and stranger danger is a thing. So I would absolutely, and I would try and do it in a way where you didn't know I was there. So I would probably go up.
I didn't take it as you were leaving the pavilion, more just moving to the outer edge of the pavilion to kind of watch what it was.
I'm sorry. I took it that he was following.
Which was it, Chad?
I would not be leaving the establishment.
Okay.
Okay. And then
You see him kind of like inspect and kind of notice the few inns that are like right here within this like few buildings. And they note the one goes kind of like pats his ear and gestures to the pavilion, like if we stay anywhere near here, we're not going to get any sleep with all these guys. They're going to be up all night. And they're like, yeah, and they kind of make a team decision to just shut down the street or down the alley and go to the next block and find something over there.
Okay.
But Hatch, you kind of watch Pot just like kind of longingly watch the captain and his crew disappear out of sight, and I would say you see a visible slump of his shoulder. His shoulders kind of just drop a little bit, like, oh, like he was really wanting to go. He's sad to see them leave.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Halliver keeps getting as people are kind of leaving. It's the singing "Happy Birthday" kind of aroused everyone's knowledge of the late hour and maybe how drunk they are and business tomorrow. So a number of people are getting up and starting to move out, and everyone makes their way, comically to walk by the table and kind of give Hal a little pat on his back, or kind of little knuckles to the shoulder, and it starts to get like, oh, God, he's like just constantly being beaten. He's like, yeah, thanks. Oh, ow, yeah, see you, yeah, tomorrow, yeah, see you tomorrow, and it's just nonstop. And it's for the rest of you, it's kind of getting funny. And Al, I'm sure this is just how you measure winning, because Halliver is just taking the brunt of it. But most of that, the remainder hangers on have run off. A few are kind of obviously sleeping right here. They're just heads down on the table, just crashed out. The few remaining barmaids and bartender, kitchen attendants are coming out and kind of collecting the plates and bit of silverware, any empty mugs, and just kind of cleaning up everything they can. And they're putting it away, and you see them douse a good bit of the torches. They kind of leave the ones along the perimeter, but the ones like the large hanging lights in the pavilion itself do turn those down. Oil lamps or whatever, they cut those, and it becomes quite comfortable in here, honestly. The chairs, the benches, and stuff are sturdy enough. Some are just laying out on large bench next to the tables. No one seems to be shooing them out. This just seems like it kind of had the look of a public park at night. So everyone's just welcome. Just don't fuck with shit.
Welcome to
By
our
and large, everyone you've seen so far, everyone you've encountered, be it grizzled, weathered, just rough looking people, everyone seems to have a smile on their face. They're all just really excited to be here. Like, this is a big deal to get this invitation, to get this to pass this test, to get to this stage, to participate in this tournament, is nothing's going to ruin their mood. And if you guys want to go find some place to bed down for the night, or you just want to crash out here, it's your choice.
Is there an empty table that we could kind of like, not like barricade, but that we could, kind of make just the kid area?
You could crawl underneath one of these tables. They are like 12 feet long. They have the crisscrossed legs at the either end. They're very
Yeah.
sturdy, thick boards. And then they got like 2 or 3 lengths of bench, like 2 people or 3 people could sit on each of these lengths of bench. You could pull those out.
Okay.
Everybody could crawl underneath and lay down and just pull the benches in and make your little fort. Yeah. You could even hang a cloak over the bench and just tent out.
Table fort.
Absolutely. Total kids, where kids rule. This is it.
I am totally down for trying this if anybody else is.
Halliver's all over it. He pulls out his bedroll, he tosses it underneath there, takes off his cloak and kind of hangs it over the table. Takes is like a large crock on the table that has a couple spouts on either side, and basically a well of oil inside feeds these little spouts, and they light. The lights have been doused, and he just takes that crock. It's a couple pounds, kind of puts it on his cloak to hold it, and then just drapes it out over the table and over the bench, and he's down there. He's just kind of like making his little nest. And
Sweet.
as he does this, you see some of the other patrons kind of corner of their mouth goes up, kind of mirth, but one of them was like, "Yeah." He kind of stretches as he's sitting on the bench and kind of just laying over the table. He kind of stretches, he's like, not half bad idea. And you see him just kind of slide down and drops under the table.
Hell yeah.
Others are just laying out on the benches themselves. It's no one is complaining. No one is shooing you out. Like I said, it'd be impossible because this place is basically just an open pavilion with a kitchen attached to it. As the sounds in the kitchen start to die down, you notice that on the sides of the bar, the bartender's out here in the pavilion. He unaccordions a 3-panel door on either side, and they latch together. Throws a padlock on it, locks up. Now you can't enter the bar. The door to the kitchen is locked. It's like park after dark. All the buildings are locked up, and it's public space.
Sweet.
If it's a public space, those things shouldn't be locked up.
Well, that's a private business attached to a public space. Tell me how to run my pavilion bar.
I will not go break in.
Probably a
Good
good
plan.
idea.
I am going to sleep inside my lamp.
Absolutely.
You're what?
Halliver grabs it and just kind of cuddles up with it.
How am I forgetting how you have a...
His patron is a Djinn. He has a lamp and he can go in it.
Yeah.
It's like a rope trick. It has an extra dimensional space he can enter. I think we could all go in there if we wanted. But...
I don't think he's
Not till 10th level.
Yeah, he's not high enough
Oh,
level.
okay.
But at this level, I can be in there for 6 hours, and then after a long rest, I can do it again. So,
Okay. So through the encounter with the big fish, each of you probably has you're probably down some hit points. You've expended some abilities. But needless to say, after a rest here in the pavilion, all of that is restored and everything is back to peak. Obviously, all hit dice and everything is available.
Cool.
Night goes pretty uneventful. You do hear kind of wakes you up because you're used to the quiet of the sea. You know, you guys spent several days out in that dinghy and it was just dead quiet at night. Maybe the lap of water a bit, but you hear a little kind of a drunken mumbling verse of one of the songs you heard earlier, just someone in their sleep kind of just singing along, and some light snoring, but yeah, nothing that your senses might be on edge. You might jump at every little noise, like what the fuck's going on, but once you do jump at it, you realize it's nothing. It's perfectly calm, perfectly safe.
I will attempt to sleep like a baby.
Roll me a d20.
Okay. Huh? 1.
You sleep fitfully, but still wake up rested.
Thank God.
It isn't fear or anxiety that lets you kind of like wake up every few minutes. It's excitement. It's promise of adventure. It's seeing Mung in action. Just the absolute excitement of possibilities. It's the day before Christmas. You can't sleep, but something, your body just says, nope, we're getting some rest, and you do fall asleep, and you dream, and the dreams are adventurous, exciting, and wake up, it felt like you just lived, an entire adventure, and then you wake up and hey, you get to do it all over again.
Woo!
Pavilion
I'm excited.
camping. Okay, you wake up the next morning to the sound of benches being shuffled around, the sound of some light dishes clattering, and perhaps just the wait staff going around and setting up for the day. There's a few birds chirping. The bustle of the city is, waking up, and people are moving through. It's early morning. It's shortly after dawn. You guys have slept for 6 or so hours, but the time leading up to this, it was all kind of a short rest leading into a long rest. So I'm not gonna.
Sweet.
It's totally fine. Dylan, you wake up in the arms of Hal, because you at some point you were put out of your lamp, and you find that the lamp is being cuddled by Hal. So that's where you wake up. Hatch, you might have had a few random annoyances with Pot kind of kicking his feet every once in a while, just maybe nudged you. You notice he kept just growling and snorting in his sleep.
So like every night camping with Pot.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's just, it seems less threatening and more energetic and more frequent. He's excited. I'm assuming. I'm speaking for you, Chad, but I'm taking it. This is perfect situation for Pod.
Yeah.
This
Ooh,
single
fantastic.
day birthday party has been weeks. I am sure by now we are all familiar with Pot's sleeping habits.
Yes.
Probably.
Well, you're all friends before this, so
Yeah.
it isn't like him just being a child means he sleeps normally.
What are you
Pot
saying?
doesn't have a tail, correct? Or does he?
No, I have a tail.
He uses
Do
it sometimes.
Yeah.
Do I draw him with the tail? I don't draw him with the tail, do I?
I don't
Yes,
know
you
the.
do.
You don't draw them from the side.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
he's not normally positioned in a way where you'd see it.
Yeah. I didn't draw him on the boat with the tail. I forgot it.
That's
Anyways,
okay. won't.
I draw him like a dragonborn, but he is a
Mhm.
lizard folk. So yeah,
Yes.
my rendition.
Maybe it was just cold out on the boat.
Inspiration,
Nice.
sir. Usable for
Nice.
today, absolutely. Nice. That's wonderful. Mark that down. Morning, you smell what smells like somebody is putting some kind of meat over a fire to fire up. You hear the sounds of food being chopped and prepared. It's a little early, but probably in the next half hour, you will have breakfast available.
Mm. I have a very specific breakfast craving as well, so I'm looking forward to this.
Sure. You do notice because it was getting on evening when you guys even arrived into this this establishment, that the surrounding buildings aren't homes. They seem to be businesses. A lot of them are outfitters. You know, bags, packs, armor, weapons, rations, anything. There's people that sell tomes and parchment, everything you can think of. You're just like looking up the street, and especially this main drag here. There's a couple inns, and there's a number of merchants, and this street becomes quite busy even this early in the day. As these shops are opening up, people are already waiting to enter, and several shopkeepers are welcoming patrons and offering wares. Everybody roll me a perception check. I roll as well. 3 plus 5. That's an 8. I notice we're in a town.
18.
18, excellent.
5.
Not that bad. Not good either. Mr. Perception Shield?
24.
24, okay. The 18 and the 24, you notice, you spot your friends, Captain and his friends, moving. They come out of the alley, followed shortly by the other 3 members of their party. They give kind of a, not a cautious, but just a curious observation of everything. They look across, and the 2 of you, since you were able to see this, I assume you're standing up or upright or looking around. The captain kind of sees you hatch and kind of gives you a little, point like, "Hey, how's it going?" Wave, and then he just turns to Mung and kind of elbows him and is like, "Let's go over here, and they walk up the street a couple doors and duck into uh, a merchant. They sell like leather goods. The one member of his party does split off and walks into the I don't remember what it's called. People that bind books, bookmaker. Anyways, so somebody that sells like tomes and paper and writing implements. But they're just a few of the people that are moving about this morning. You move out of the pavilion or to the edge of the pavilion and look up the street and to the gates of the manor. The gates again, still as they were last night, open. You don't even see if there are gates to be closed. You just see the opening in the fence where the street ends and you would walk in. But there are people with long poles, and at the end is a kind of a Y apparatus with a spool of what looks like red and gold ribbon. And they come out of the gate, and it's streaming connected to the top spire of the gate. And they walk up to the first building, and out from the building is you're noticing an iron, kind of just a rack, not necessarily a hook, just a bar that comes out with a little curl of iron at the end. And as they walk by, they loop the ribbon around it, and they move down to the next house, and they just make their way down the street. And as they get down past the pavilion, because between the dock and the pavilion is one house, they go by, they tie it, and then they kind of move out along the dock. And then this ribbon, it kind of runs out about then, and then you notice there are people coming out, and they're hanging lanterns from paper type lanterns from that ribbon. It's looks like they're getting ready for some kind of party, festival, whatnot, setting it up for this morning. You do, as the captain had told you, the registration ceremony festivities kind of start at noon. But you see there is a lot more civilian type people moving about this morning.
Really?
They're like people that live, work in this town, or part of the people that keep it running. Make the food, make the provisions, clean the streets, whatever. And as that is noticed, you do notice a few people moving about. They have a light shield on their back. They're probably walking with a little better than a spear, but like kind of a short pike, and they have swords on their hip. They're dressed like that guy on the dock that melted the fish, but whereas his garments were robes, they are wearing what looks like a boiled leather kind of a hide slash what is it? Oh god, what the hell is it called? I want to say brigantine. That's not right. Anyways, a type of armor that looks like that in a similar design. Obviously, a officer of the Baron, or some kind of military support for him. They're just kind of like walking the streets. They're greeting people. They're not chasing after anyone. They're not even really paying much attention to it. They're just kind of walking, groups of two. You see maybe a dozen of them down alleys on the next row, up the street. There are a couple up in the courtyard of the manor, just officers of the Baron. Nothing that was necessary last night. Maybe not necessary today, but maybe they're just in their formal dress today.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
How nice do their weaponry look?
I would equate it to like Chinese Imperial Guard.
Okay.
They look ceremonial, but they look perfectly functional.
Gotcha.
They are impressive looking. They're maybe not the best, most sturdy, last a lifetime kind of stuff, but they will get the job done, and they look impressive.
Okay.
And the men and women that are in these uniforms look perfectly capable as well.
Sweet.
Everybody roll me a perception as a party member points out these officers. Oh, actually rolled good.
13.
Got a 21, 13, 21,
Dirty 20.
dirty 20,
It's my turn to get a 5.
5. Okay. Al, you're just kind of you're. They point them out, and you're like, yeah. Oh wow, they're all dressed alike. Yeah, cool. Weapons, armor, not really your cup of tea. You notice it, but beyond scrutinizing it, not so much. But you do notice that their weapons, like I said, are a little fancier than they need to be, but they totally look strong and capable.
Okay.
Hatch and Al see past the weapons, past the armor, and you see the people in the armor, and you as a dozen or so of them move past, or you see in a distance, a common thing occurs to you. None of them appear to be over the age of maybe mid 20s.
That's weird.
They all look rather young. Mid 20s is as old as you would say any of them are. It wouldn't be so surprising if they weren't all rather attractive. They're all very pleasant looking. There's no grizzled, guard captain. There's no, drill sergeant with, a scar on his face. Everyone looks. They don't look like twins, but they all look like they're cut from the same mold. They're all relatively the same height. All
Just a bunch of Tobies.
All relatively about the same age. No, there's men, women.
Men, women, and Tobies.
They don't look like Tobies per se. Is this group familiar with Tobies?
Probably not, unless they're known around the dungeon.
I think Chad. No, that wasn't these guys. I've only run this group, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I haven't forced Tobies on you yet. But I will say, no, they are not Tobies. It's just as there more of them pass by, You're like, is that the same one? No, that's a different guy. Okay, yeah. Just curious. It doesn't make you uncomfortable per se. It just like that's curious. That's weird. I guess the Baron has a type, huh?
Guess.
But the morning kind of moves on. Is there anything you guys get your meals? Do you want to tell us what your special breakfast request was, Hatch?
Yes. It's probably going to upset some. I would like 3 eggs.
Interesting.
1 fried, 1 scrambled, and 1 over easy.
Not a problem. Would that be all?
I mean, it's a little early, but I'll take another rodent slurry.
Yeah. You noticed when you woke up there was a barrel with a rather vigorous fork wedged into its opening. So that you're gonna have to pick at it to get it out of there. But it was just sitting on top the table where you guys were camped out from.
Oh, how big is the barrel?
It's a mini keg. Just
would it fit through the opening of a bag of holding?
You could force it. You can get it in there. Yeah.
Hooray!
If nothing else, it's well fermented, and you did notice last night the amount of fermentation would constitute its ability to be ignited. And it stinks like shit. So just putting that in the back here.
Just keep telling me everything I want to hear.
Figured as much. Yes, you could use it as a very stinky incendiary device.
Oof.
I would say it is not feasible for you would take friendly fire anywhere nearby you, but yeah, definitely something you would, maybe you not personally, but your party members will definitely not appreciate you dropping that in the middle of the group. But yeah, breakfast is served, breakfast is enjoyed. Very much like the previous night, no one asks for compensation. At no time
What?
are you asked to pay for food or drink.
That's so weird.
I don't trust it.
Oh, they're probably keeping tabs of it somehow.
Maybe. Roll me a wisdom check, Pot, as you're like, wait a minute, I ain't paid for shit. And the waitress says, oh, no need. As you put out some coin.
Holy shit. 17.
It occurs to you that you couldn't get off the dock without passing an audition. You are here as a guest.
Interesting. Well, I guess let's not make a bad impression.
Haliver, being a noble, really can't abide taking handouts, so he does leave a silver on the table, just called a tip, whatever, and
Sure.
as you guys move away.
It seems like we're doing this, right?
Yeah. Why wouldn't we?
Okay. I'm just making sure. Just making sure we're all on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Do we just want to?
You're through the gate. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a by matter of happenstance. You passed without even trying because you were kind of rescued in the middle of a fight, and that fight won you entrance. Yeah.
Cool.
But before the ceremony coming up at noon, you guys have an hour or two before that is. I mean, people are moving up there. Eager beavers, front of the line kind of thing, kind of guys. They're up there, but a lot of good majority of people are milling about, inspecting shops, wares. A few are trying to engage the population, the people that live here. Like, how long have you lived here? What do you do? Kind of. Some people are curious, kind of questioning, but the townsfolk seem pretty open. They share with them that the Baron, they were brought here when the Baron settled the island, and they've been preparing for this day for 10 years or so. Everything is culminated to this event. So they are as excited as the people that are here to participate. But I say we can leave it there, and tomorrow and next week we can figure out if there's anything you guys need before we jump in the ring.
Sounds good.
Okay. Shutting it down.